All right, well, we are recording to the iCloud, and I am so excited to be with you this morning. It is my birthday, and I switched with Carlita, and she's like, "Are you sure you're gonna be able to do this on your birthday?" And I said, "You know what? It's gonna be great. I'm in New York, and I've never been, so it's been kind of fun. I'm headed actually to the 9/11 Memorial, Ground Zero. After this, I'm gonna walk across the Manhattan Bridge and get over on that side and do a few things, and then I'm going to take a cab to the memorial." And one of my friends said, "You really want to go to the memorial and cry your eyes out on your birthday?" And I was like, "You know what, you guys, I really am excited. I was going to go yesterday, but it was raining, so it's meant to be today." And then I'm taking Tatum to School of Rock, the musical, tonight. So we're going to spend that time together. But there's no place I'd rather be than sharing this time with you. And I love the title of this chapter. It's all worth it. And I want to ask you, is it something that you really believe is going to be worth it in the end? And I put out a little challenge to the NVPs that run this book club call and my sideline sisters. And I said, I would love for you to just share a tidbit of what you think and why this has been worth it. As a national vice president at the top of this company in this business, was it worth it? And give me some of your tidbits on why. And I'm going to share that with you in a second. But what I want you guys to do, if you have a pen and a piece of paper, I'd like you to write these things down, because this is kind of really what this chapter is all about and what he's trying to convey to you in this entire book. And just wrapping it up today is, I want you to write down the word career, freedom, lives changed, people, places, contribution, and who do you want to become? And the question would be, who do I want to become? That's what I would write down on your paper. And these are all things that this business and this industry lends itself to. It allows us to have these things on our terms. And there is a cost. There's always a cost to anything having worthwhile. But just going through this chapter and going through it and looking at some of the things that Eric Worre shared, I wanted to start with some of the key words he said in the very first chapter or paragraph is challenging, emotional experience, dramatic, and for many of, and in the end, all of these reasons, it's all worth it, you guys. So if you find you're in a challenging spot in your business or have been through that or you're coming out of it, it's worth it. If you find that you're emotional and your emotions sometimes are good and happy and uplifting, and others you're frustrated and down and irritated with the process, just know that it's worth it. And sometimes it thinks like this seems like the smallest thing in Arbonne can be so dramatic, and it's just so overwhelmingly like upsetting, you guys. I just want you to know that it's all worth it. And for those that have paved the way before you, we've been through all of those challenging and emotional and dramatic times in our business. And when I talk about career, he talks about this very quickly. He said, consider the skills is required to be a doctor or lawyer, a big company CEO, or even a world-class musician. You're talking about a high level of skill and a fairly high level of income. And, it's so funny because think about the skills that you need in comparison to be a network marketing professional. He says they're tiny in comparison. And it's so funny because we don't need 12 years of education and residency to be at the top of a company like Arbonne. And he said, if you notice, he says it's a high level of skill and fairly high level of income. And what he says, and he compares it to network marketing professionals, enjoy a higher level of income and most certainly a higher level and degree of freedom. So you guys, there is a method to the madness in this business, and what you can get from it is so much more than anything else out there. And I'm not saying that those aren't worthy professions and they're not necessary and needed in life, but what is it that you want and what freedom are you trying to achieve? And you guys, there's always a barrier of entry is what he calls it. And some of us don't have the intelligence, the money, the time to spend. Some of us are in a situation in life where we don't have the time to go back to school to get an additional education, certification, or degree in order to get to where we need to go. And that's what this business lends itself to. You can get to where you need to go and want to be very, very quickly if you just follow that system and that recipe. He says, there's no question in my mind that all of the professions in the world, the profession of network network marketing has the best ratio when you compare the low barrier of entry, meaning time and what you need to do and the education and money and everything, to the high long-term return. Are you willing to go just a little bit farther and a little bit work a little bit harder to get that high long-term return? Becoming a professional made all the difference for him, and now it's a great fun to spend a good portion of my time helping other people do the same thing. You guys, that's what we get to do in this business. As we rise to the different levels of management in this business, we're able to turn around and give that information, that success, we're able to give the experiences to someone that's coming up and trying to get to where we are. And it doesn't matter if you're a district manager, you have consultants on your team, help them get to district. If you're an area, you're helping districts get to areas. If you're a region, you're helping areas get to region, you guys. It's every step in the process that we're able to turn around and give someone else a hand up, but we're also able to forge a way for us to get to where we want to go to. The next word I had you write down is freedom. Freedom is an interesting word. I love, this was something that was shared at Areas in Paradise, and it came from, I can't think of her name, Anik Dean, and she said, balance comes from choices. Arbonne gives you choices. And I don't know that we're ever fully balanced in every area of our life at the same time, but I really do believe that choices allow us to have freedom. And I see Debbie Lander's face. She has the freedom to be with that new grandbaby anytime she wants, anywhere she wants. You guys, so what is your freedom? What is it that you need from this business? What can this business afford you and give you the opportunity to enjoy the freedom that you so deeply desire? It could be financial freedom, time freedom. It could be whatever it is. You guys, think about that. And when you get off this call, or if it comes to mind right now, write it down. Right now, I want you all to close your eyes. I have you on gallery view so I can see you. If you're driving, please don't do that. Or walking, I don't want you to hurt yourselves. Close your eyes. And I want you to think about the imagination you had as a child. You guys, think about some of the things he lists in this book on page 137. When you wake up, you're done. When you wake up when you're done sleeping, think about when you hear the term no alarm clock. You're doing work that is fulfilling and makes you happy. Do what fulfills you. You guys, when we help another person, I think there's studies out there about what really true happiness is and what brings people the most happiness. It's helping someone else, whether it's holding a door open for someone or whatever the case may be, giving a hand up, visiting a neighbor or a friend, whatever it is when we're helping other people. You get to work with people that you enjoy. You get to choose your team in this business, you guys. You get to look at people and say, I want that person to be a person of influence in my life, in my business, for my team. Let's see, you don't have to compromise all the time, right? So you have choices. When you work when you feel like working, but you also play when you feel like playing. Decide your day. You get to plug in the most important vital things into your day first, and then you get to plug in Arbonne around that. Where can you do that? Where can you do that? What job affords you the ability to do that? You get to spend time with the people who are most important to you. You guys, this business allows us to put whatever we want first. Our priorities are in line depending on what yours are. Faith, family, we put those things in first, and we're able to build this and mold this in and around that. Network marketing as a whole, and I'm speaking to you from the Arbonne perspective. And then, are you living a big life and not wasting away in a box? You guys, think outside the box. There's no box. We have put ourselves in a box, or maybe you have put yourself in a box, or maybe your past history or your upbringing has put you in a box, because there's no box. Get rid of the box and know that you on this call can be and do anything you want to do in this world through this business. And you guys, yes, Arbonne, the products, the industry, all of those things are the vehicle, but honestly, this can lead you to whatever you see out in the view for yourself. And I'm going to show you my view in a second. From my window, I can actually see the Empire State Building from where I am. The view is endless, you guys, but it's up to you. What do you want to see in that picture frame I always hold up at my meetings? So, and this is what he says: when you get a clear picture of what freedom is all about, you'll find the price you'll need to pay to achieve it. Network marketing is very low. Facing your fears and living a life that's free is easy. Spending the rest of your days living half life is hard. Facing your fears and living a life that is free is easy. Spending the rest of your days living half a life is hard. You guys, you've heard the phrase pay now and play later, or for the rest of your life. If you put in the work and the due diligence now, you will be able to play and choose whatever tomorrow looks like when you get to wherever you need to be in this business. And it's different for everybody. The next thing I think was lives changed. Think about the lives you'll touch. I think about the mentors and the people that I have in this business that have poured into me: Beth Gillardi, Carlita Nelson, Heidi Nash, Shelly Nelson, Tammy Clinton, Tammy Higginbotham. These ladies have poured into me since the very beginning of my business, and they have touched my life, and they've in turn taught me the culture and the things that we do in our bond to turn around and go and touch other people's lives and help other people in a way I would have never been able to do as a policeman or doing something else. I've been able to really expand that ability to touch other people's lives. You guys, it's one thing to create freedom for yourself and family, but it's another to give it away. It's another to help other people. And you guys, that's what I see in my team. And I know that all of your leaders do too. And I know every single one of you is looking for that next person to walk into your life so you can say, I have something that will help you stop the struggle in your life. And I have something that will help you see what you can do and be in this world, and that you can go out and pay it forward to other people. You guys, that's what we have in this business and network marketing. We have the ability to paint a bigger vision, a bigger picture for people, you guys. VP means vision painter. That's what it means. That's what it stands for, you guys. And that's what we are. We can give hope to the hopeless. We can encourage their dreams. You guys, who do you know that's crossed your path that it really just feels hopeless and feels like they don't have any options? People that close their eyes and go to sleep at night and feel like they don't have any other choice but to get up and do what they're doing day in and day out with no return on their investment. You guys, that's what we do. That's what makes this business worth it. When we do the do and we do the effort and we put in the work, we're able to go out and offer this to someone else. So just know you're working towards your dreams in this business, becoming a network marketing professional, doing the right thing, following up, doing all the things that you've learned chapter after chapter in this book. But at the end of the day, it really boils down to you believing that it's going to be worth it. And then what he says, one of my greatest joys is to appear in someone else's testimonial. When you hear someone say, because of me, they were able to pay an extra bill. Because of me, they were able to be home with their kids. Because of Larissa, I was able to provide extra income for my family. You guys, these are the things that make this business worth it. Becoming someone's name in their testimony. That's the best part. And that's what they say. It's great to get your keys to the white Mercedes, but it's a whole lot better when you hand them to someone else. Because that's the ability to change someone's life. And network marketing allows you to do it on a very big scale. It's not like you can only offer a promotion to one or two people in a company. Or if you're a supervisor, you can only offer one management spot to someone who desperately needs it, and there's 10 people that need a pay raise. You guys, anybody that walks into your life can go to wherever they need to be, and you can offer this to anyone. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 100 people. There's no limit. And then he talks about the ripple effect, you guys, and we throw, a rock into a pond, and the ripple happens, and it continues to go, and it continues to go, and then it goes all the way to the other side of the pond, and we're not on the other side of the pond. We can't see it. And that's what we get to do in this business. There are people that have come into my organization and everyone else's organization that are so far away from where I am in the beginning of my business, but the ripple effect that I've been able to touch someone's life and they've been able to turn around, it's endless. It does not stop. So you guys, be a ripple effect. Who is your next ripple? You guys, because they're waiting for you. And then you also, too, this book study has helped each of us expand our ripple. Every single one of you that has been on this book club call, as we end and wrap up the GoPro book, think about one person that has come into your life or into your business because of a practice that you've used, that you've learned in this book that we've been studying, you guys. One person. So this book study, you taking the time to expand you and grow you, has allowed you to be a ripple in someone else's life, or maybe someone on your team. I think that's so cool. And you guys, with network marketing, you can really make a difference. You guys, we can make a difference in this business. It's through many different ways, but the first thing that I think that we get to make a difference in, and the things that we get to be blessed with as well, so it goes twofold, it's a two-way street, is the people you'll meet. And he talks about how many of the most amazing people that he's met, people in the profession, that gives you a chance to expand your group. Think about all of you on this call that I have been friends with, or have come to know and love, or been introduced to because of Arbonne. I mean, without this business, I wouldn't know some of you. All of you, except for Teri Wilson. She was the only one I knew before this business. Denise Moore, I see your name. I mean, I see your faces, you guys. You guys have come into my life and been a gift because of this business. And I love this so much because you get to expand your group of friends. You get to expand your team, and they become your friends. They become your family, their kids, their spouses. The amount of people that have been able to like pour into my kids and my life, it's crazy. So I want you to think about the people that you have in your life that are such a blessing to you, that would not have crossed your path had it not been for this business. Also too, he talks about how many of the heroes that have been introduced to him through this business, and he goes through the list of all these amazing names. But he says, I've been able to learn from more million-dollar MLM learners than I can count. All of them have had a positive impact on my career. You guys, some of my best friends in my life, and they may not live near me, they may not even live in the same state, are because of this business. Beth Lomas, Heidi Niss, Carlita Nelson. Like, these are some of my dearest friends. I go to them for some of the most private things in my life. I would not have those people in my life if it were not for this business. Who are those people? Who are those people that have impacted you in that way? Your go-to people. And then also mentors, the mentors that you have had in this business, people that have poured into you from your organization, your upline, your sidelines, etc. Who are those people? Think about it. Those are mentors and people that have come in to impact your life and pour into you positively. You get to meet and have those people in your life, and then you get to go out and help others find that same blessing. You guys, that's what makes it worth it. Who are the people you'll meet, and who are the people that you're going to help those people meet? And then also too, he talks about the places you'll see. Where do you want to go? How many of you have been on Arbonne trips? How many of you have traveled to places you would have never been to before? How many of you have never been on a plane before, or anything else, and you've been to GTC, or you went to a retreat, or, I mean, Maui. People are going to the Maya Riviera in a couple months. You guys, where have you been that you haven't ever been able to believe that's possible? Beth Gallardi, my mentor, my friend in this business, my upline ENVP, you know, she's like, our biggest trip was from Oklahoma to Fresno. You think about it, she won an amazing MVP challenge trip and cruised on this private yacht. She's gone to Maui. She goes all over, and she does this because of the business of Arbonne. But you guys, she had to put in the effort to make it worth it. She had to do all the things prefaced in this book. She had to become a professional. She had to put in the time, etc. So you guys, you have to understand, you get the trips of a lifetime. He talks about the different things, trips of a lifetime. You get to expand. You guys, I went to Taiwan last year. I'm going to be going to Germany. You guys, these are things I would have probably never pushed myself to do in business had it not been for this business. And then the third thing is you have enough money to go and time to go wherever you want to go. I'm looking at Robin Perna. I remember when we went on our first cruise together. She and her husband went on that trip. It was a Western Caribbean cruise, you guys, which she had been able to do that prior to Arbonne. So who are those people, you guys, the places you'll see? Is it worth it? Are you willing to put in the time and the effort to become a pro, to do the right things, to do the things necessary, to be proficient in this business so that you can go out and have these things? I want each of you, during next to that word places, where is one place you would want to go more than any place else? Write it down. Put that on your dream board. So that's another one. So you guys, places, trips, and it could be to another state. It doesn't have to be to another country. Where would you like to take the most precious people in your life to go experience, you guys? That's what makes it worth it. The causes, contribution is what the word was, is how are you willing to give back? You know, I mean, Robin talked about being able to help pay for braces for her, I can't remember if it's your niece or your niece, giving money to her niece's mom in order for her to be able to afford braces. You guys, what's your contribution, right? What is it that you've been able to do in this business? Or what is that one thing you pray more than anything that this business is going to allow you to do for someone else, to pour into other people? You might want to give back to your parents or someone else in your family, to an organization that means something to you. He talks about the story of the interview he had where his father told, I think it was Eric McKay, that's right, Harvey McKay, and he said, my dad told me I need to take 25% of my efforts and put it into other things. And what he talked about, how that was such an influential interview for Eric War, was that, you know, he gave into the March of Dimes, United Way, Boy Scouts, Salvation Army. And it wasn't just money, you guys. We give in different ways: money, time, and being an inspiration. We can contribute financially. That's super easy to write a check or give monthly to, you know, whatever it is. But also too, time, pouring into and giving our time. And he talks about how through giving his time, he was a better salesperson. He grew his network. He got in front of other people. He met people he wouldn't have been able to meet before and influence them, but it also helped him grow his network. So what is something that's making your heart pound when you hear about it, or you think about it, or you see it, or you read it? Start to give a little bit of your time in order for you to expand your network. You become a better salesman. All of these things happen when we give back. You guys, contribution. Where do you need to contribute? What is something that you want to add contribution to in your life? And then he talks about being an inspiration, being an influence. You guys, who are the people that you want to influence most? And you guys, I talk about inspiration, and like, you know, they say, I mean, if I can go from this world and having inspired one person in my life, that's a life well lived. It doesn't have to be thousands. My favorite quote, you guys have heard it before, some of you haven't: to the world you may be one person, but to one person you may be the world. Who's the one next person that needs to know about what this business can do for them, needs to know it's worth it? You guys, pushing forward, going through the no's, going through the struggles, going through the dips and the valleys. You guys, it's about being willing to stay the course and do it when it's not pretty, when it's ugly, and when it's hard. And then also to encourage your team, you know, band together, get your team together and encourage them to do something as a group. I think of Beth Lomas and Nikki Smith and what they were able to do for Haiti. That was their passion. That was on their heart. And look at the things that they've been able to accomplish through the sisterhood and the brotherhood of the people that they've met in Arbonne. I don't know, through their own community, would they have been able to raise the amount of money that they raised to build the rest of those 90 homes in Haiti, to build the community center. Guys, Arbonne's community was the big factor in that. It wouldn't have been so massive. So where do you find that? And then the person you will become in the process. Who do you want to become, you guys? Who are you, you know, who's that person that you see and you're like, gosh, I really, really like who she is and what she contributes and how she behaves and how she treats people. Who is that person? Who do you want to become? What is the person that you aspire to be? What are the things that you need to do to reach that? And then Eric War says, network marketing changed my life for the better because it forced me to become a better person. As a profession, we move products and services to the customers who want them, but our real purpose is so much deeper. At its core, the profession is an incubator for personal growth. When I first came into this business, the president's statement was always repeated by all these leaders. They said, we're a skincare company disguised, we're a personal development company disguised as a skincare company. You guys, seriously, We grow more in this business than anything else. We can learn a product, we can use a product, we can become the product, be a product of the product, and teach other people to do the same thing. But it's what happens to our heart and our head in the process that is the biggest blessing of all. And the people that we surround ourselves with, and what it allows us to do and be for our family, for our friends, for our team, for people that are just clients, people that never join our team. What have you been able to do for them, their health, their skin, whatever? You guys, that's the big thing. He talks about personal growth and how this profession is an incubator for that. And I want to read some of the things that he says. You'll learn how to face your fears. You'll learn how to solve problems. You'll learn how to feed your mind with positives and protect your mind from negatives. You'll learn how to grow stronger, and you'll learn how to lead. Because I think we all have an inherent part or piece of us that is a leader deep, deep within. I think fear and things like that, upbringing, the words that play over and over in our head stop us from that true intuition that we want to lead, that we want to emerge. Because you think about it, little kids talk about wanting to be an astronaut and a fireman and a policeman and all of these things. They don't know anything different. They believe they can do anything and accomplish the impossible, because all of these world things that come at us and life experience and things like that, they haven't gone through that yet. And I think about Tatum. We're the only people or family that came to New York from her studio. She's one of the youngest. There's about 125, 130 dancers here, all from Tatum's age all the way up to 17, 18. And I have to tell you, like, she just believes like she's like supposed to be in this group of amazing dancers. All of the staff, she knows them by name. It's crazy. She doesn't know any different. She believes that she is meant to just be as large as life. And she's a lesson for me, you guys. So have that childlike belief that anything is possible for you. I'm going to read this, and then I'm going to talk to you about something I did. I mentioned that challenge I gave to the NVPs to share what their why it's worth it was. And it was interesting because I hadn't really gone through the chapter yet, and I did it on Voxer. And before I went through the chapter again, you guys, I listened to what they shared. And seriously, you guys, almost every single thing he talks about in this chapter is the things that are most monumental to them. There was one thing I think I forgot, and I wanted to, it might be at the end. Hold on, you guys. Sorry, there's one thing I wanted to say. When I talked about, doing all of the education, let's use a doctor as example, and he talks about 12 years of school, all the bills, all of the school loans, and then you have your residency, and then they get there and they're at whatever it is they're doing, and some would say it was worth it, and some would say maybe it's not so worth it, all the time and energy and finances and bills and loans and everything that they have. And you guys, I've never met a national vice president. No matter how long it took them to get there, no matter how hard it was, no matter how ugly it was, people quitting, losing your title, getting it back again, I've never met one that has ever said it wasn't worth it. You guys, it's worth it in every aspect. So I'm going to read this, and I'm going to just go through those things that the NVP shared, and I'll tell you who shared. He said, when I first started out in this profession, I did almost everything out of fear. I was afraid I wouldn't succeed. Are you? I was afraid I was going to run out of prospects. Have you said that before? I was afraid I was going to miss out on the opportunity. Have you felt like you've missed the wave at different times in your business? He says, but over time, that fear went away. He said, I decided to focus on myself and my skills instead of all the things I couldn't control. You guys are looking at people's public reels on Facebook and saying, well, gosh, why is she growing? Why is that person growing? How are they promoting all those people? How are they doing this? How are they doing that? And comparing it to your story. Stop it. Don't do that. Decide to focus on you and your skills instead of all the other things you can't control. And then everything will become clear. I learned the true secret of network marketing. The greatest benefit isn't getting what you want. The greatest benefit is what you'll need to become in order to get what you want. I learned what was always there and what has been passed down for ages. You guys, each of you have this within you. Each of you have what it takes to make your why worth it, your journey worth it. You have to believe that you're worth it. Self-belief and just having the belief in yourself is, I think, hands down the key to making this business work. And that's where you have to just stand up and say, I believe in me. And then he says, the journey is everything. Guys, the journey isn't always pretty in anything we do in life. Network marketing especially. He says at the end, thank you for taking this journey with me. Let me conclude by sharing what I say in the end of every Network Marketing Pro video. Listen to me, you guys. Listen to these words as if I'm saying saying them to you myself. Ladies and gentlemen, my wish for you is that you decide to become a network marketing professional. That you decide to go pro. Because it's a stone cold fact that if we have a better way, it's time to go tell the world. You guys, you can't keep this to yourself. You can't keep it inside. You have to be willing to do the do in order to go out and be the best that you can be, to give it away to someone else. It's your duty. So these are some of the things that I'm going to end with. And if you guys have any questions or have any comments, you can unmute. But I want to just say this. I asked on the Voxer group for the book club for the MVPs. I said, would you guys give me your why it's worth it takeaways? Being in this business 10, 15 plus years, I asked them to give me their takeaways and to give me where they are living at the national vice president level, the successful business and the freedom and choices and flexibility to live life the way they want to on their terms. And this is my summary of Tammy Higginbotham, Tammy Clinton, and Carlita Nelson shared. And this is what I got out of it. Freedom, choices, no regrets, a sense of accomplishment, options, helping others. There's no limits on their life. They don't have any limits. They can decide what their own limit is. Self-growth, they live with flexibility. They live with flexibility and they have an open margin. There's, you think about margins on a paper. You guys, there's no margins. They can color off the page. They can do whatever they want to do when they want because they've put in the time and the effort and have decided to work hard and become pro. This is another one that I really liked, is free of financial burdens. You guys, many of you on this call worry about financial burdens. They're on your mind when you go to sleep. They're on your mind when you wake up. It's another reason why this business is worth it. And it's why many of us start this business in the beginning. So know that they've done their time and they continue to work and they continue to pour into their teams and to us and to me. And they have that ability to have the free of that financial burden. Being fully present for their families. They have peace of mind. Who doesn't want peace of mind, you guys? And then this was another one, financial wall of security. One of the MVPs mentioned there's some people that don't even have $500 in their savings account. What if, people that worry about how am I going to put new tires on my car? How am I going to pay for this upcoming bill? Insurance, whatever it is, life. You guys, a financial wall of security. That was a big one for me. Plan B, to protect their future. Do you have a plan B? You may have a job that you love and you're doing well and you're sailing along and you don't have a lot of extra, and this business is just kind of a little bit extra, but what's the plan B should that fall through? So a plan B to protect your future, and diversification, you guys. That was one of the last things, you guys. I'm still working on this, you guys. I am still a baby MVP. I haven't been one as long as these other women have been at that level, building successful organizations. These are all things that I have in some ways, and in some ways, I'm not even there yet. So these are the takeaways from them. And I want you guys to know and understand that this book, it's GoPro. Some of it's like, la, 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 la. We hear it all the time. You guys, this is what it takes, not for you to be better for your leader, not for you to be better for anyone else, but for you to be the best you can be in order for you to get the best out of life for you. What does the best of life look like? What does the best career look like? For me, it's Arbonne. What's the best of freedom look like for you? What is the best of the lives that you know you can change right now, just in your immediate circle? Who are the lives that you can change? And then go from there. People. Who are the people that you long to meet, the people that you have met, and the people that you want to go out and share this with? Places. Where do you want to go? Contribution. You guys, we are fulfilled and blessed by contributing and giving out to other people and other things. Where do you want to contribute? And you guys, last and not least, I think the most important, who do you want to become? You guys, it's our job to get better and better and better every single day. And we fall down and we stumble and we skin our knees. But if we get up and we go, okay, how can I be better the next time I get to this roadblock or to this stumbling block? And if you can just dust yourself off, and if you can just say, you know what, it will be worth it, I promise you, in the coming time, in the coming years, you are going to be the leaders leading a book club call like this for your team and your sidelines teams. And you're going to be the ones that are going to be helping them see that it's all worth it. So I hope you have a blessed day. It was awesome to start my day with you. And know that I love you and I care about you. I'm going to stop the recording. And then if you guys have any comments or questions,